Hello everyone, welcome to Gelvin Valley. We are enjoying barley harvest in field number 18 on this fine map that Wild has created for Farm Simulator 15. I'm enjoying working in this field. It's our first harvest in the largest field that we currently own, and I'm hoping to pay a whole lot of bills by the time we get done with this, whether through sale of the grain or through the harvest of the bales. Actually, you know what, I'm kidding, just a little over half. We'll let our, stop, yeah, no need to hit the tree. I think it'll do a little bit better this time than it did on the last round. Let me tab over to, because he should be empty now. Let me see if he'll take a drive course. What kind of a course is he on? Combi? Empty combine and take to offload. Oh, please work. Find a combine. Oh, it's doing this again. I tell you what, this is misbehaving. Maybe because it's the nearest waypoint. Current, drive course. No, that isn't going to work either. Let me try, not nearest first. Yeah, now it'll go down there at least. Alright, so we need to identify the combine. I'm selecting manually. New Holland. I've been having trouble with this. Where are you going? I know. I've had many comments before. Just give it up and don't rely on it. What can I say? Maybe it's a challenge of trying to get something to work. No, don't go there. Alright, first waypoint. How about current? Nearest. How about if I just tried this? Will you go to nearest waypoint? This is the end, for goodness sakes. Now go up and offload there. That's much better. Alright, now he should go find the combine. But what I've been having trouble with him doing is not selling when he gets to the sell point. And I know I'm on combi mode. He's supposed to offload the combine, which he does, but then he is supposed to sell what he has, which he does when I'm sitting in the tractor. But he doesn't do it when I'm not. So I may just have to deal with it. I still haven't figured out what the problem is. Anyway, he's going to find the combine. Looks like combine is stopped. Just kind of cycling through here to see if there is any. No. There you go. Stay in the field. Stay in the field. So much like the Farm Sim 17 version better. But we deal with the hand. No. Hey, buddy, combine is over here. Or if he could find it. Yeah, see, he's trying to. Oh my goodness, this is frustrating. I'll tell you what, we'll fill him up and. He's trying to turn around that way. Maybe he'll realize he's full. No. Oh, I know what it is. We need to cancel. Nope, we don't need to cancel. Alright, he's going to go through to the end. Maybe I can once again try to have him stop at the next trigger. Let me try that. And I'm just going to have to watch him on the map like a hawk and see if he'll actually do it. Fortunately, it identifies him with a CP. So let me hide from him for a moment. I'll go back to the combine and let's see if he will behave appropriately. Not sure why there's a little guess he's going around the corner. I am still enjoying this lovely map, and I hope you are too. As we look at this, I think it'd be wonderful if someone had brought it forward to Farm Sim 22, but unfortunately we only have it in the 2 versions. Man, he's already getting full again. Where is our guy? He's heading down the road. See, he does that part flawlessly. He'll drive down the road. He'll drive clear down here to our pheasant plucker sell point. But he just doesn't get the job done, or he hasn't. So we'll see kind of how he fares. This time he should be stopping, once he reaches the trigger. But last time I tried this, he didn't. So, you know what they say about insanity, trying the same thing over and over and expecting different results. But I can hope. I don't know if it's a glitch. I don't think there's any errors related to courseplay that are popping. Well, we'll just hope this particular time is different. Alright, so we are stopped and awaiting his return. So, here we go. Oh, he's going up that long hill. And soon he'll be to the road where he'll head over to pheasant pluckers, which I believe, let me see here, is this still the highest sell point for barley? 222. I believe that is 129. And it always seems like it is. Alright, so he's going to the right spot. We'll let him get up the hill. I was gone this past week, a week ago. Every year, our company, this time of year being January, we take a little pause and we go on what's called an annual retreat. And I don't know, the people listening to this, probably of varying age ranges and different types of occupations. Don't know if you ever take time to go on retreat. I guess as a small business owner, it is so easy to get wrapped up in the day-to-day and be working in the business, but not take time or to pause and reflect and work on the business. And I know maybe that's a subtle distinction, and it's costly in terms of time to do that kind of thing, to step away for a bit. But we have found it useful over the years to pause and reflect on the year past and to make plans for the year upcoming. Okay, here he's coming down. Yeah, who cares about business? What's he gonna do? Oh, that ding dong. He is just going right through. Stop. Let's try that again. Let me activate it even. See if he stops. There is something strange. See, it works when I'm sitting on here. Continue. And he's probably gonna dump it. Psh, look at that. Well, the good part is, I suppose, if there is a good part, is I suppose I could go over here now. I could remain with him. I'm just going to have to watch because he only appears to behave when I'm in him. Anyway, let me come over here and I can get this guy going. Can't even hear the... Oh, I see. I'm not even on. Amazing. Let's turn those. Alright, I'll take a brief trip around here. And... Oops. Here we go. Oh no, why isn't that... Now I am baffled. popping an error? You know, that's weird. Note to self, if you turn on the rotors of your windrower when it's off, they won't work when they're on until you reactivate them. Oh, that's kind of bizarre. Alright, well at least now we're able to get some work done in here. Go around this corner, carefully take it so I can come back here and pick this up with my baler. Anyways, I was saying, we as a company have tried to take time, typically in January of each year, but oftentimes other times of the year as well. As an owner group, we try to get away in January, and probably in sometime this coming summer we'll make some more time to get away. This one here in January is arguably the most elaborate, where we do the typical thing. We get totally off-site, we go to a resort, and they charge us a lot of money to basically stay in a nice place and sit in a room and talk about our business, which we could do at home, but there is something to be said for getting away from the day-to-day grind, where you can work on your business. You just get away from a lot of distractions, and it doesn't stop the email chain, it doesn't stop the periodic phone call. But I'll tell you, when you're in the office and there's other things that just catch your attention, it's a lot harder to just focus on strategy and vision and those kinds of things, than it would be if you got out of Dodge and got away to a quieter place. So that's something we've tried to do, and this was a time for it. And it always kind of comes at a cost, namely of the work that you're doing, so it's kind of scrambling to get ready for the trip. Well, that was kind of a bad skip. And then scrambling to pick up the pieces, when you get back. How is our hero doing up there? There he goes. Let's see, is there something I can watch how much my combine has? I don't seem to see it. I wonder if he's getting it. Oh, he's slipping. Oh, dang it. Until you get into the middle of the yeah, here's his baby. Come on, pal. Do you see this combine right ahead here? Use your brain. Unbelievable. What a... Oh, my goodness. Yeah, there is something about this version. Maybe I need to re-download it. I don't know if I've accidentally deleted a file. I don't know just what the problem is. This doesn't seem to be cooperating. I'm going to remove the assignment. Maybe he'll sit there and wait. Alright, he's going to wait. Wait till fill levels are reached. Let me go back to here. Alright. We'll continue. The other retreats we have would be in the summer. We also have one kind of in the fall that's maybe more dedicated to our management team and getting their input on a lot of initiatives that we do. But it's just good to get away and to take time to focus on these things. And unfortunately, it's kind of in winter, and sometimes, it means, although this is a quiet time of year for us, but sometimes it means we have inclement weather to go through. We did this, it's kind of over a mountain range where I live, and we just happened to get a batch of cold and ice and snow. And I live in a valley. Let me set up this. And we don't get a lot of snow down in the valley, but they get plenty of it in the mountains. So usually it's only, when we're heading over when it would really be a problem. But this time here, it was clear down to my home. But I gotta say, it was the hardest just getting out of our driveway versus even going over the mountains to get to where we were going to go on retreat. So go figure. All I know is down on the flat, we're much less equipped to deal with nasty weather than they are up in the mountains. But be all that as it may, we had a full week, well, kind of a full week. I mean, it was 8 to 5 up there, a couple of days where the owner group was together. We had a day with our admin team going over some policy and procedure and, you know, all that fun stuff. I can about hear people's eyes cross over just mentioning it. Oh, there we go. Looks like he's unloading our combine. Wonderful. And he should be able to leave off of there. I gotta watch before I hit the end down here. Yeah, looks like he's heading down. Yeah, I hope he doesn't try to go straight down onto the road. He really... What's he doing? Alright, you go west, young man. He's doing it. Alright. We're still going to have to keep an eye on him because I need to hop into him in order for him to do what he needs to do. If I had to watch over our employees in real life as much as I do the hired help in here, I think I'd go berserk. And then the 4th day of our retreat, we went Monday to Thursday. We had our whole management team come up. Some of it, I think, is a perk for them, to give them a night overnight in a nice place, get their input in a comfortable environment, and feed them a nice meal. You know, all those kinds of things, you know, that we try to do as a company to take care of our employees, and as well as take care of ourselves. But so, I don't know what the approach is for anybody else, you know, listening to this who may go to management retreats. And, you know, one of the first things we look at is as a firm, you know, when you think of where you get your bread and butter, your money from, obviously it's your customers. And so we like to take a look at our customers to see who's our largest customer, who gives us the most per hour of time spent. And we got just reams of financial statistics, you know, that we go over to try to see. And I think sometimes in the professional business literature, they may call it, you know, identify your A, B, C, and D customers. You know, maybe the A customers, they're nice to work with, and you make good money. You know, maybe your B customers, you earn good money, but they're difficult to work with, or maybe it's hard to collect. And then you can figure out C and D, and just the further down the list you go, you know, it's more readily apparent that, you know, if you're lacking time, and it always seems we're lacking time, you know, I think there's a lot of companies out there that routinely every year will trim, the bottom 5% of their customers. And I know sometimes that seems kind of mercenary to do, and it's extremely hard psychologically, you know, once you get a customer in the barn, you know, and I think there's data out there on this too, it's much cheaper to try to keep them happy and to work with them than it is to try to, you know, entice a new customer to come in the door. But life is short, and not every customer is the same, and so, you know, we spend a fair amount of time just talking about those who come to us for our services, and, you know, just evaluate the quality of, you know, what. Oh, I better go. All right, look at you go. I bet you're gonna dump it just fine. Watch. Yep, he's doing it. Now, I wonder, can I dive away? Let me go back real quick. Look at that, he quits! I was wondering if I could get out of there. This is really interesting. I'm gonna try to look this up in the code sometime when I have a free moment. It's like there is something there that forces you to be in the tractor in order for this to do what it's supposed to do. So there I just proved I can't tab away once he starts, doing that. I have to stay on there. That's got to be something in the code. Anyway, back over to here. Let's see. I locked in. I think now I am. And live sometimes they have what's called this 80-20 rule, where 80% of the problems are caused by 20% of the people, or 80% of your revenues come from 20% of your customers, stats like that. And while someone may quibble over the exactness of the 80-20, it is really, really true. When we looked at the list and some of our largest customers and the quality of people we're dealing with, it's really amazing. And sometimes it's also amazing, psychologically, when you're in the business of serving people. There's the adage out there that says a squeaky wheel gets the grease. And unfortunately, it's true. And I say unfortunately because we have a number of customers that are just awesome, wonderful people. And wonderful to me, in the context, I'm not talking ethics necessarily or all that, although that's a component of it. But a lot of the work that we do, when it's related to preparing financial statements or a tax return for a customer, it's very due date sensitive, meaning there is a tax filing deadline, where you have to have a return done and have it sent in. You can file for an extension, get a little bit more time, or in the case of a financial statement, there's a banker or something that's depending on it and they need it by a certain number of months following the year end, or that's kind of what I mean by due date. And a lot of these customers, what I mean by them being nice to work with is there's lots of flexibility. They try to get their information to us as thoroughly and quickly as they can, and they don't care if it takes clear up to the deadline to get it done, as long as it does get done. And that's kind of what I mean. In other words, they're pretty chill, they're easy to work with, and they don't sweat a bunch of small details. A difficult customer, and we've got a number of them too, is very demanding. And invariably, it's interesting. Invariably, some of the most demanding people that we've worked with are also some with, I won't say the least, because there are some wealthy people that can be quite demanding. But some of the ones that don't have a business or don't have much going on are even more demanding, and they complain about the fee or service way more than someone who's paying 50 times, what they're doing. I don't know, it's just a totally different mindset, and you can't help sometimes but see the two as related. Maybe if they were a different kind of a person, had a different attitude, maybe they would be someone with more in the bank account. I don't know. And don't get me wrong, there are rich jerks too. It's just interesting how that 80-20 rule really does seem to apply. Is our courseplay guy... Is our combine moving? It does seem that separation is occurring. Alright. As long as a guy can keep combining up there, that's what matters. So, at the retreat, we spend a good period of time going over that. And so that's kind of incoming, and another part that we go over, and this part for me is the less comfortable part, although it can be a celebrated part. It's we just talked about the incoming. What does it take to produce that revenue? And in our line of work, We don't have a lot of machines, okay, maybe we have computers and copy machines and that kind of stuff, basic office machines, but I guess if we do have a machine, it's called a human being. Our biggest expense in our business is our people, our salaries and wages of the people who work with us and help us generate the revenue. And so another good portion of the retreat is simply talking about our people. And sometimes it's strengths and weaknesses of those that we have, and trying to focus on, every person on the planet is going to have some strengths and going to have some weaknesses. I mean, it's just reality. And I think most of us, we want to, maybe we don't think we have any weaknesses. Well, we really do, if we're honest and humble enough to admit it. And nobody, at least to my way of thinking, nobody is valueless if they are willing to work hard and have a right attitude. I know this past year we had to let somebody go, and maybe to sum up what the reasons would be, just in 2 words, I would say one would be laziness, and the other would be, fraud is maybe a strong word, but just lying. All we have to sell in our business is our time. So during the day, I've had to do this ever since I got out of college. I have to record where I spend my time. And, courseplay having trouble. Alright, here we go. Let's go bail the guy out. He's having trouble. Wait a minute. Okay, nope, he's doing alright. He's doing alright. I was thinking our combine was in the wrong area. Alright, go west, young man. You are gonna go, aren't you? Waiting to fill up, but you're already full, bro. Okay, maybe I'll try driving out. There we go. So as I was saying, I have to record our time. We all have to record our time. And so in a given day, like I think of today, I worked on 3 or 4 different clients. It just depends on the day. There's some days I may work on 1 client during the day. Other days I may work on literally 20 of them for small bits of time here and there. And so we have to try to somewhat accurately capture the time that we are spending on the clients so we know how to bill them. And that isn't the only component of how we send them a bill, but time is a huge factor, and who spends the time and what their expertise is, that all has an impact on what we're able to bill our clients. But what we can't have is someone being blatantly dishonest when they record their time. And we unfortunately had an employee that we had to let go because he was recording time that he never put in, and we weren't able to verify, and was frankly just lazy. And I just one of those people. He wanted to collect pay, but he didn't want to work, to put it politely. So, but I mean, that's kind of an extreme case. And like I say, everybody has value to bring if they're willing to put in some effort and just basically put some time in. And anymore, with it's kind of another aside, with what the schools are churning out in the state of the education system, it doesn't take much to stand out at work, I don't think. There's, if you put in some elbow grease and hard work, you're ahead of a whole lot of people if just showing up. But everybody has something to offer, whether it's area of expertise or just what it is. I mean, we got one employee who has a personality that takes a long time to get used to. But once you do and you see the heart that's inside this person, it's endearing, than when you experience some of the person's weaknesses. This person has a somewhat, I don't know how you describe the personality, a little bit difficult, some interesting mannerisms. I got my own mannerisms that probably annoy people. This one has a few more than most of us are gifted with, let's just say. But also has the tenacity of a bulldog, isn't afraid of learning new things. Learning new things or diving into something you're unfamiliar with can be pretty intimidating sometimes, especially when involving law and legal things. And so this person excels at being able to do that, and will just tackle anything. And like I say, bulldog tenacity, pursue it to the nth degree until it is figured out. And not everybody is able to or willing to do that. So even though there's some difficulties maybe with this person in many respects, it's okay. Oh, dang it. Wow, that was almost too late. But that's what I'm saying. Everybody has strengths and weaknesses, and I think part of our job as being an owner or a manager of business is figuring out, if you look at a company like a bus, where you have a driver and you have multiple seats on the bus, maybe you could say the driver is the CEO or chief executive or whatever. But then you say everybody has a seat on the bus. We just need to figure out what seat to put them on, where they're best suited. And so they can bring their highest and best value to the company, and not just to us. Oh, let's see here. Oh yeah, I gotta go through town. Not just for us, but also for them as a person. Nobody wants to go to work at a job where they're gonna suck at it or not be able to succeed. And so finding a place for your people where they can shine and use their God-given talents is something important, for us to figure out. So anyway, we already heard the let's see, I gotta go down here. We already heard the bell go off, so I know I'm already out of time. That barely scratches the surface of the things that we did on our retreat, but it's probably arguably some of the most important things. There were other things that come, like policy and procedure, that's important. We try as hard as we can as an owner group to do things consistently among ourselves. And it's a huge complaint sometimes of our staff, and justifiably so, where they say, well, this person does it this way and someone else does it a different way. And so trying to take time to get on the same page, and not just get on the same page from meeting the mind, but to write it down, so that we have documented, so that if any of us at any time forget, we can go look at it and say, oh yeah, this is what we agreed to, and this is how we're going to handle this situation, whatever it happens to be. Hard part is it just takes a lot of time to do this, but it's very valuable time. Anyway, we are at the end of this episode. I'll quit boring you and let everybody go. Thank you so much for coming to visit Gelvin Valley in our barley harvest. It is underway, but we are only 4 rounds in on the top, and we have got a long way to go on this field. And we're still so far in the hole, I despair of getting out. But hopefully we'll earn a fair piece on this field and turn things around financially soon. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you on the next one. Goodbye.